I hope you've all got snacks, as usual. I've got snacks. I've got the biggest bag of snacks you've ever seen in your life. It's getting increasingly smaller. Super size flips. Peanut. Massive bag of. They're like massive Watsits, but they taste of peanut. And they're very good, and I keep having to stop myself from eating them, so I'll be putting those back down on the floor. Right, okay, let's begin then. Let's find out whether I've actually downloaded the scenery for this. I can't guarantee that I have. Hang on to your hats. Broom. Away we go then, from Dillon Airfield in Montana, which may or may not look pretty. Certainly a lot of lights and a lot of wind. Up, up and away! Oh, look at the blue lights, they're amazing. That's not a runway, that's like some sort of, what do you call it? Like service road of some description. Anyway. Here we go, across some fields. Hello to ZX Specky. I've had a food check. They're definitely peanut. Don't know about fuel. I don't know how much fuel this thing takes. We're already heading back. Oi! Wind. Please don't be doing that. The real weather will not be trying to ruin it again today because I've turned it off. I don't know what the weather's like in Montana, but it seems to be snowing everywhere at the moment, which is seriously odd. It was even snowing here, although we didn't see any of it. It went just round us, which is very frustrating. Those look like good mountains in the distance, so I'll hope that my Jenny flying thing can pick up a bit of wind, which at the moment we aren't doing. It's inevitable that I'll switch to a proper aircraft at some point anyway, but at the moment, there we go, just started to glide. Lovely! Some farmers' fields or something? I don't think there are any horses in my graphics, unfortunately, otherwise I would agree with you, Karen, but sadly there's people and cars and things, but I don't think there's any actual wildlife. There's a river over there. My idea is to head north, so I should probably be checking whether I'm actually doing that. Yes, I am. In fact, that's pretty much perfect. Just slightly west of north, because that's where all the awesome mountains are. There will definitely not be flying horses, at least there better not be. That would just be dangerous. How lovely. Right, we are currently flying at an altitude of about 6,000 feet. We might need to do a lot more than that, judging by the looks of those mountains, so I will probably switch into a proper plane now. I just like taking off with trike, because you can see stuff better. Like all the windy rivers and things. That's a very windy river. We usually have a kind of geography lesson while we're doing this. Does anybody want to go and look up what the river is? Because I can't remember. I should look these things up first, really, but I don't because lazy. Just looking it up on my phone. Can't find the web browser. Oh, it's there. Honestly, Google. No, not drill. Dillon Airfield. What is wrong with you? That's it. KDLN. That's the one. So it's a way to get complete aeronautical information, which you can barely read. It's open to the public. That's good. Doesn't have a control tower, just as well, because I didn't even have permission to take off. The nearest one is Salt Lake City Centre. And the nearest service station is Great Falls Flight Service Station. Well, there you go. Fascinating fact. How lovely. Like a big blue piece of spaghetti. Glorious. Beaverhead River. Thank you, Karen. That's a lot of river. It's even got an oxbow. That's an oxbow lake. There's an oxbow lake! We did learn something in geography lessons. Or it could be Big Hole River. I like the idea of a big hole. Big Hole River, that appeals to me. Right, I'm going to switch aircraft, which means that you will pause just temporarily while I do that. And then we can get high in the sky and have a really good look at everything. Which is the exciting bit. Flight Simulator at the moment is being super slow and I don't really know why. Probably just got too much scenery. Whew, there we go, right. So, get the old autopilot on, otherwise we'll be in trouble. Set the heading, which is over there. With any luck, we will begin to climb. On the other hand, of course, we might not. There's the airfield that we've just taken off from. Oh, we won't be climbing if I don't put my altitude on. There we go. The plane will now start flying itself, which is good, because that gives me the opportunity to do it. So, let's have a look then. That's where I've just taken off from. KDLN. And there's two big rivers. One is the big windy one that we've already crossed. The other one is dead ahead of us in the mountains. Mountains. I do like a good mountain, as we know. Just check that that's definitely going up. We might go a bit up a little bit quicker than that, actually. I will put on my heat, because I don't actually know how cold it is here. Oh, there we go. Look, proper scenery. Fantastic. Woohoo! There's some of those circly things. Karen asks, what did you select flying out of Dillon, Montana Airport? What did I select? As in, what, plane-wise, food-wise? This is going to be so nice. I've just got a feeling that Montana's going to be particularly spectacular. Oh, why? No, she wanted to ask why rather than what. Why did I select flying out Montana Airport? Because I thought that Montana would be scenic, and that was an airfield that looked like it was in the middle of the scenic bit. There is literally no more science to the way that I do this. Although slightly weirdly, we flew out of Oregon in the previous episode, and what are the chances of this? Somebody was from Oregon, which was really strange, and she told us all about everything. So if there's somebody from Montana in, make yourself known, please. It's a bit like making yourself known if you are a doctor. If you're on the flight and you're from Montana, please let us know. I'm a bit annoyed about these clouds, but it doesn't look like there's going to be too many of them anyway. I'll switch to your window and we'll have a look outside that way. Oh dear. Please don't do this to me. I selected fine weather. The last thing that we want is clouds. When we went over Oregon, we had a lot of clouds. In fact, I think we had a storm, if I remember rightly, which was horrific. Terrifying. But all of you want me to crash anyway. We are flying over another river. It's either a big hole or a beaver creek, beaver head, bit of a beaver anyway. It is pretty flat. I'm assuming though that there's some mountains in bits of it. There's a river that goes more than one way there. You can choose which way to go. It's very thoughtful of them. Fantastic. Right. Back to my seat, and we're all just going to have to hope that I'm flying high enough. Woo! Seem to be flying all over the place at the moment. What are we doing? Where are we going? Oh, it's setting my heading back. Okay. So there will be a mountain just to the left of us. Over there. Oh, that is amazing! Always try to choose places that have really nice scenery. I do try very hard, you know. I download so much of it. And we've done, what have we done? We did Bora Bora. That was amazing, I love that. We did Reykjavik and a bit of Iceland until it turned out to mostly be ice. We've done, I think the very first one was the Pacific Northwest, but it didn't, you can't find that on the channel because there was a technical fault with it. We did California, the coast of California. And, we did Iquitos. That was quite fun. But the American ones are great, and I have all seen the American ones. Someday I should try to fly out of San Martin. Yes, I should do. I think I've got that, actually. I think I have that airport. Oh, look, mountains. I find this just so gloriously relaxing. But I do feel like we probably need to be going up maybe a little bit quicker. Last thing I want to do is stall though, so... Oh, we did Mont Blanc as well, the area around Mont Blanc. They've had a lot of snow, I understand. Ah, we can all sit back and have our snacks now. I've taken the seatbelt light off. If you're here, do please make yourself known. We're just having a flight and a chat today, and probably a crash. That might be later. It's a real shame that I can't stream to Twitch for whatever reason. I don't know what's going on with that. Well, I'll tell you what was going on with that, was that I could stream to Twitch but then not to YouTube. So I've had to only stream to YouTube, and that works. It makes no sense at all. Right, what are we at? 9,300. You better hope that's enough. Hello, Big John. Welcome to Montana. Russell asks whether I got any more cheese. Do you know I didn't actually? And I'll tell you for why. Because the ones that I tweeted about were unbelievably expensive, because in the packs of American cheese, British Welsh American cheese that I got, you got 10 slices in each, but those other ones, you only got five slices for £1.79 or whatever it was. You can forget that. I did get some more of the barbecue one though, because I liked that a lot. But yeah, I thought that was pretty disgraceful, to be honest. Horrible, awful price. I bought myself an absolutely gigantic block of extra mature cheddar instead of the slices. Karen says, next time you fly over Georgian Bay in Ontario, please wave. Do you know, I don't think I have any Canadian scenery. I'll look into it. I might have Toronto. An approximation of Toronto. But other than that, nope, nothing. Are we still climbing? Yes, we are. And I did put the heat on, didn't I? I've had that before now, where I've been flying over some mountains and not realised I actually needed to put some heat on, and I wondered why I wasn't gaining any altitude. And I soon found out. Well, the clouds are actually settling into the valleys. That's pretty spectacular. There's a road down there as well, look. Russell says, you'll soon need to drive just for the files for this game. Correct! Absolutely correct. In fact, my gaming drive is just madness now. I bought a new one. It didn't blooming work! Bought a new 4TB drive off Amazon because they were cheap. And the way that Amazon send them is awful. And the first one came and I plugged it in and it made an horrible noise. And then I ordered a replacement and that made an horrible noise as well. So no extra drive for Jenny. I did uninstall a load of Steam games though because I don't play them. So I got rid, which saved me some space. Not many people around today. Half term. We're between 2 half terms in Britain. So that means that anybody who's just had half term will probably just be coming back from somewhere, and anybody who is now on half term will just be flying out somewhere. Probably not Montana. I don't think I have any scenery for Nepal. The problem is that if you don't have any actual scenery, you get just generic trees, basically. Generic mountains and generic trees. And I've got things that put rivers in the right place and that sort of thing, but you don't actually see anything exciting. I do like the way those clouds have sort of settled into the valleys. That's rather lovely. Hello MLA2K. He says, were those Seagate drives by any chance? It's funny you should mention that. Yes, they were. Probably quite unreliable anyway, but yeah, they were both very, very duff, which is seriously frustrating because my computer's really small. It's like in a really small case, so to get drives in and out is a nightmare. So I have a dock, one of these hot swappable docks, and I couldn't get either of them working in any way at all. So that sucked. Ah, how lovely. Look out of your side of the plane. There it is. Actually, on the other side, it's perhaps not quite as lovely. It's all very volcanic. But yes, that's not quite as exciting, is it? What's exciting is the fact we're still going up and I haven't crashed yet. If you bought all the DLC for this game, it would cost you £3,731.14, and that's just what's on Steam, because I can promise you that there's an awful lot of DLC out there. It's going to cost you an awful lot more than that. I think the only thing that I've ever bought off Steam is Active Sky Next. Everything else is either downloaded for free off people who just do it for the love of it, or off OrbX. There's a river over there. We head towards that. Go a bit further round actually. It's super quiet this afternoon. I suspect it's also because there are lots of things on. So this weekend we've got Comic-Con in London, we've got Play Expo Blackpool, we've got, is it TwitchCon or something? Over in America. Two half terms, and there will be some people who've just forgotten to get out of bed because of the clocks. What are we at? 11,000 now? What did I say? 12,000. I don't feel like we're going to even be up high enough. Even with that, to be honest. I think this plane can do 15, although to be frank, in a virtual plane they kind of tend not to bother about stuff like that. They'll just let you do it anyway. Yeah, lovely. Right, I'm going to have some snacks then. Even if the rest of you aren't. Come on, there's super-sized flips. Let's do it. They don't taste that much of peanut. They don't really taste that much of anything, actually. I'm not going to lie. But yeah, they are big. Crunchy, crunchy. Oh. The only problem with them is they do make your mouth a bit dry. And it's so big that, well, yeah. It's taking up most of the desk, or most of the remaining desk. I've got it out of my teeth now. Great. That was a really good idea. I'm going to retweet you. Thank you for retweeting. I have my usual whinge about YouTube. I've come to the conclusion that YouTube is completely and totally fixing views. I mean, I do mean completely and totally. Because my views are now following exactly the same pattern every time, even to the point where I'm reaching likes at the same time as a certain number of views and all this sort of thing. Don't think I don't know YouTube. I know what you're doing. You're not going to do it. As long as I've got super flips, and believe me, I've got a lot of them. Karen is having scrambled eggs in a pita with cottage cheese and salsa. That sounds good. There's the river, or a river. It's around here weird. Like, there's two rivers, isn't it? It's just lots of winding. I'm going to assume that there aren't really any airfields or anything around here. I've certainly not seen anything on my map at all. I must admit, I didn't really look. Crackly audio. Don't crackle at me. It's a bit more mountainy over here, isn't it? It's much greener as well. Karen asks whether this flight is one way. Yes, Karen. I can promise you. Probably down. Where do we land? Maybe in a field somewhere. I don't know, occasionally it's in a tree. How green and lovely. I haven't seen any signs of human life at all. There's nobody live in the middle of Montana, I assume. Is anybody else getting that crackling on the audio? Please do tell me if you are, because if you're not, then it's a problem with my headphones rather than with the stream. No, I think we had some problems last time. There we go. Oh yeah, we always make sure to jettison the snacks first. If there's going to be a problem, it's every snack for themselves, basically. I don't know what state Stardew Valley is supposed to be in. It probably did tell me and I've just forgotten. God, they're good. I'm sure they're no good at all. MLA Showcase says, in the event of an emergency, snacks will fall from the unit above your head. In the event of you having no snacks. Well, I have to say, Montana, actually, you're a bit disappointing. There isn't that much going on around here, is there? The mountains are not very dramatic. They're sort of flat mountains. There's lots of rivers, but they're not particularly exciting. Bother! Might move this on a bit then. So, I'm just going to go to my map, which you won't be able to see because... Oh, hello. Oh, there's some stuff up ahead. I can see airfields. And a big gorge with a lake in it. Alright, what we'll do, I'm going to just pull my little plane. And I'm going to pull the little plane over here, like that. And it's going to go off and reload the scenery, which I suspect is going to be exactly the same. And then I'm going to have another super flip. And another one. This is taking ages. Good grief. Today has just been one technological issue after another. Russell asks, when will we arrive in Oblivion? About the time that I get bored and decide to try and land, I imagine. Oh, come on. That's the other problem with flight sim scenery, is it's huge. And therefore it takes forever to load. We're back. Right, is it different? No. No, it is not. There's no drama here, Montana, is there? No drama. Oh, hello. Hello. People. Wonder where that is. I'm trying to think of some towns in Montana, and I can't think of any of them. There's actually an airport down there as well. That's exciting. Which airport would that be? KBTM. KBTM, whatever that is. That's a big city. KBTM, look. KBTM is a radio station broadcasting to a news talk information format. No, not that. KBTM is also Burt Mooney Airport in a place called Butt. I'm sure it's not really called Butt, I'm sure it's probably called Boot. Well, thanks, Bert. That's good. Currently has arrivals from Salt Lake City, Rocky Mountain Metropolitan, Helena Regional, and Bozeman Yellowstone International. So there. That does look like a big hole. What are we talking about? Big holes? Big Hole River? That's a big hole. That is a huge hole. Okay. A big hole. I mean, what's the point of a big hole if you don't go and have a look at it? Let's go and see if we can see it. Keep your eye on the big hole, because I've already lost it, so I don't know where it is. Where was it? It's pronounced Butte, not Butt. Right, nobody panic, because I've lost the big hole. It's the Butte hole. They just write themselves these jokes, don't they? Right, where's it gone? I've only gone and lost the bloody hole. Where is it? Drat! Was it? I think we might be about to fly over it. Actually, let me just. I don't know whether it will let me fly a trike at this altitude. I suspect it might not be too thrilled about that. Butte has the original Montana rib and chop house. Oh, there's the big hole. It's massive! Well, there you go. It's a big hole with some water in it. I'm sure that can't be right. Is Butte famous for having a big hole? I mean, we did mention Big Hole River earlier, so is that why? I mean, that's quite an exciting thing to find in the middle of nowhere. There's also what looks like a enormous highway down there with loads of exit ramps and God knows what. Well, Montana suddenly got a whole lot more interesting. A whole lot more interesting. I'm going to have another super flip. Bit like something that you'd find in SimCity, that. Or something I would have created in SimCity. That's really quite odd. I'd say I haven't really got the scenery for this area, but that is genuine scenery. It looks like there might be a baseball ground or something down there. And it looks like there might be an athletics track. I can see a huge swimming pool as well. It's just sort of square, this place, except for the bit that falls into a massive hole. It's called Berkeley Pit. Well, they'll pronounce it Berkeley over there. Berkeley Pit. Well, of all the things to find, if you've just joined us, you've just joined us in time for a big hole. Check that out. I mean, this is genuine Butte. Butte. However you pronounce it. It's a former copper mine. Thank you, Karen. Even the town itself is, like, vaguely interesting. It's got things. I wonder how much you pay to have a house with a view of a massive hole. I mean, a massive hole as well. Because people are stupid like that, aren't they? What, you can just imagine that they'd want to do something really daft, like, I don't know, land in a massive hole. I'm not saying we're going to land in the massive hole, but we are. Keep your eyes on the massive hole. It's 1,780 feet deep. I've lost control of the plane. I mean, genuinely, I actually have. Oh, let's try that again. Right, so there's the hole. Here am I. I need to get down for a start. So, sorry, I'm just going to have to take my eyes off the hole just for a mo. Right, here we go. If you want to tweet about the fact that I'm about to land in a giant hole, that would be very much appreciated. Nothing that dramatic ever happens, does it? Not in these streams. That's an awful lot of knots. No, we're not going to crash in a hole. We're going to land in a hole. Let's get our terminology straight here, please. The problem is that I've got to get down from 13,000 feet first, which is not going to take 2 minutes. Well, it could do, but then I'd be creating my own hole. And we shouldn't joke about stuff like that after what's happened with the Leicester City aircraft, which is horrific. I am a Leicester City supporter, so I'm not feeling particularly good about that at the moment. I think I might be stalling here. Not quite sure what I'm doing, but anyway. Right, I've lost the old hole again, which isn't really surprising. There's the town. I'm surprised the hole isn't full of cloud. I can't believe how quickly I'm flying here. I mean, that's a lot of knots. Right, there's the road, there's the airporty thing. I think I'm going the wrong way now, aren't I? Right, where's the hall gone? I know what would make this a lot easier. Excuse me just a moment. Oh! Wait. We're going to do what we usually do. Which is just switch back to the hugely useful vehicle. Although weirdly I was starting a red one and then it gives me a yellow one and I don't know why that is. Right, that's better. Now you're all going to be sick. So, spot the hole. There it is. There it is. I win. Now there's the swimming pools that I was talking about. Just to your left. Super windy. Right, I'm in control. Honest. It looks like the baseball ground, or what I identified as a baseball ground. It's actually a very good landing area, that, but we want to go in the hole, don't we? So, at the very least near the hole. The Butte hole. I'm not going to land on the water, am I? Be sensible. Got enough power here. More power! I don't get in touch with air traffic control, as well as they're not screaming at me already. They don't really care in this, that's what I like about the simulation. Air traffic control just do not care. Do what the heck you like. Some ideal landing spots that I'm trying to ignore in favour of a massive hole. Right, that better be it after I've done all that singing. The town just suddenly stops. How odd is that? This looks like a multi-layered hole to me. It looks like there's two bits to it. Because there's some people actually living around the hole. Is that true? Or is that just the map being a bit over generous with housing? The most exciting thing is that I'm pretty certain that I've got something on this that would allow us to walk around after we've landed. I don't know whether it works, I don't know how to control it. It may not matter. Right, here we go. Hang on, we're gonna have a look at the hole. There's a little park to the right. It actually looks like a park out of City Skylines with like wavy path things and some trees. Wow, proper close up now. What if I can't get any air down here? Here it is! How exciting! It's not really, it's just a hole, but anyway. Look, there's actually people living down. There's a street that I could land on down here. I wonder how many people they get attempting to do this every day. Millions, I imagine. Raven Enigma, you've turned up at just exactly the right point where I'm trying to land it in a hole. Or rather in a street by a hole, but I'm going way too fast. Nah. 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 Whoa. Yeah. Oh no, I've crashed into somebody's house! I'll have a super flip. Excellent. Oh, well, there you go. You sort of saw the hole, a bit of it. I don't know where it's going to put me back to. Please not back in the hole. I'm quite excited that we found that. I mean, I can't even think where else there might be a big hole. I'd probably call the video all sorts of puns. Puns on holes. Whoa, whoa, whoa! Are you giving me a second chance here? It's only giving me a second chance. I mean, really? Fine, we'll go back to the other side of it then. What we'll do is we'll have a look from the other side. Because actually, I'm personally quite interested in seeing the hole. God, it's seriously windy. Blimey. Tell you what, this place hasn't got anything going for it, has it, other than a big hole and an actual airport. Suppose I should be giving them credit for the airport, because not many places have one. There's the old swimming pool. It's actually like proper pool, that. Big pool and a little pool. Leisure centre of some description. Need to have somebody operating Google Maps while I do these streams so we can see what's around. Right, I'm now approaching the hole from a different direction, which is something I never thought I'd be saying. Certainly not in a flight sim video. I'll let all of you tell Raven Enigma where we are. I've already done every joke about it that I can come up with. Moss says this is only a par 3 hole, you're on for a birdie. Ha ha. Put my power back up, otherwise I sink very quickly. There's something a bit weird on the right there as well. What is that? It's like a... I don't know, probably turned out just to be a car park or something. Everybody in Butte is going, oh god, not another one trying to get in the hole. The water in the hole smells like rotten eggs. Excellent, well, excellent even. Hello, if you've just turned up. I'm so sorry because it's just gone crazy. We started out with what should have been some really good scenery. Turned out to be a bit boring. And then we spotted a giant hole. Raven Enigma says, I've driven through, however you pronounce it, I've just been calling it butt. Have you times? Have you? Have you driven into a hole by any chance? So you've seen all this. You've turned up too late. I was commentating on things like swimming pools and baseball grounds and stuff. You could have said whether it actually is there. We were wondering why there was a river called Big Hole River, and now it's apparent. It's apparently a big hole. Bit of a science lesson as well. Probably copper sulfate, says Mr. Weedwacky. Does that smell? Thing is though, if it's copper mine and they're not taking all the copper out of it, leaving behind a big hole. I don't know whether Butler's got anything else going for it. Right, okay, here we go then. Again. I'm intrigued. I mean, really genuinely intrigued that people live kind of in the hole. That's just extraordinary. I'm assuming that every single house is like, amazing lakeside views. Just don't get too close unless you want to really see it close up. Right, here we go then. Over the edge of the hole. This is more exciting than the Peruvian jungle, I'll give it that. What a view. What a view. I'm assuming there are like, I don't know, what they're little beaches and things down here as well. The big problem with this place is there's nowhere to land. Maybe I could land sort of vaguely on the... What on earth is down there? There can't possibly be houses down there. Surely there aren't actually houses around there. So, mind you, this could be the most exclusive lake ever. Not least because you can't get to it. It's pronounced Butte because it's a butte. It's calling it Butte Hole doesn't... I don't know. Shall I go down here? Somebody's driveway. Oh, this is going well, is it? Oh, oh, oh! Oh, that was good. I've landed in a hole. I've landed so well that we appear to be floating. And I'm getting a flying tip telling me that an engine isn't started. I think the reason for that is probably because we're drowning. Splash. Oh well. There we go. I would call that an unqualified success. Nobody is going to get a better view of Butte Hole today. That's a promise. Don't say I never give you anything. I'm quite proud of that, to be honest. As Moss said, this is a par 3 hole, so we'll have a third go at it. So it looks like I probably won't be able to land in the hole proper because I think that the simulation is believing the entire hole is water, which is not true. God, this is very windy. It's not true that the whole hole is water, because I definitely landed on land, but maybe I skidded off into water. I don't know. So here we are again with the beautiful Butte in Montana. I don't know what the chances of me being in Oregon and having somebody from Oregon, followed by being in Montana and having somebody who's actually been to this town in the chat are, when I only have like 11 viewers, but that's pretty impressive. Oh. I bet it doesn't detect that swimming pool as being water. I should land on the highway and just drive round to the hole. Guys, they've not put a big bridge over it or something. I'm going to be going off and looking up Butte tourism now, aren't I? Okay, so this time might approach from the right. It might give me just a little bit more leeway. There's no leeway in this hole. I don't know who I'm kidding. Or I could come at the hole from behind. That sounded really wrong. I could go down that sandy bit and sort of trundle into the hole. Raven England has looked it up. The hole is from an old mining operation. It's called Berkeley Pit, and the water is full of arsenic. Wicked. Will that just dissolve my plane then? What does arsenic do to metal? Jenny's not a scientist, that's a fact. There's another swimming pool over there. I'm obsessed with being able to see swimming pools from the air. But in America they're probably quite common, whereas in Britain we don't really do that. Okay, here we go then. Jenny is approaching the par 3. Will she avoid the water hazard? Clue, no. There's Little City Skylines Park again. Right, this is going to take a bit more precision. If I could have landed on that road, at least I wouldn't have ended up in the arsenic-laced water. Okay. Concentration now. Because I could land in that field and that'd be a lot easier, but it wouldn't be in the hole, would it? It would be on the fairway, if anything. Right, here we go then. So these houses, you see, these people who've built houses in stupid places. It's kind of runway, you know. Oh god, there are also trees. Ah! Ah! There, that road, there. That looks like a runway. Let's do that. Oh my god, I'm going really, really fast. Oh, I don't like it. I don't want to crash into the greenhouse with the pink roof. No, 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 no. No, 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 not that tree. No! No, 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 no. Damn it! Well, that's frustrating. I think I just managed to crash into the house and the tree. Sigh. Oh well. So much for that. I'm not doing that again before anybody asks. I think you've had more than enough crashes for one day. I'm going to leave you with this fact given to us by Karen, that there are 4 times as many cows as there are people. Thank you for that. We didn't see any cows. If we had, I might have tried to chase them or kill them or something, but I didn't. So that was Butte Hole, or however you care to pronounce it. On the city of Butte, I'm terribly sorry. I'm not really taking the mick out of your city. Actually, yes, I really am. I tell you what I could do. I'll try and land at the actual airport. There. All the runways are facing in the wrong blinking direction, of course they are. I'm okay though, because I'm in a little thingy. Little thingies are very manoeuvrable. Watch me manoeuvre my thingy. Here we go. I don't care whether you're even giving me permission to land, or indeed which runway to land on. I'm coming in. If you won't let me land in your hole, the least you could do is let me land at your airport. Runway 29. Possibly runway 29's service runway thing. Either will do. Ooh. Incoming! Hey! Woo! Yikes! Ah, lovely. Go me. Just jet around here for a bit now. As Karen says, we can all walk to the Montana Rib and Chop House. There's a parking area around here. I can't believe air traffic control aren't going mental at me. It seems that it's only if you engage with them that they worry about whether they've given you permission to land or not. I'm going to do handbrake turns around your airport. Ooh. Hello. Hi. Lovely building you've got here. It's all blue. How delightful. Little vans. Somebody to tow me away. What's this? Is it fuel? Ooh, I think it is, you know. It's got warnings. Probably says something like turn off your engine. Oh, you can't see the warnings, but yes, this is a little refuelling station. Wonderful. Well, I'm going to refuel with some more super flips. I hope that you enjoyed that frank insanity. I didn't really know what I was going to do today, but that was pretty cool, and I enjoyed it. Unfortunately, I did not become the first person on the planet to land in Never Mind Day. Montana, you were slightly disappointing, but big holes make up for everything. Thank you for joining me, everybody. I will see you next time I do this, and I will hopefully also see you on a couple of other streams. I'm really hoping to do like a quiz show or something with the Games Shed, and also hoping to do some competitive golfing or similar with my friend Gaz. But just look out for it, because we never know when we're actually going to be able to do it. I'll promote my latest Stardew Valley video. Should be in the top right hand corner of your screen. I will thank you all for joining me on this little bit of silliness, and I will say goodbye and stay out of big holes. I keep telling you.